Good morning. I'm back here in one of my favorite local forest locations this morning, and I'm working on an image that I finally decided to shoot just a couple of days ago. Now, this is an area where I walk often, at least once a week. I bring the dogs here, and I've walked past this little grouping, this little subject many times, and I finally just decided exactly how I wanted to approach it and what I wanted to do with it. So about a week ago, I photographed it with my iPhone and converted it to black and white, and it looked really good. So I decided, yes, I'm going to come photograph it in that way. Well, then Hurricane Sally came through, and it was a Category 2. It blew a lot of wind and rain here for almost a week, and so I just couldn't get out and photograph. And I was really sweating it because so often in these woods, when we do have a hurricane or a strong storm, it'll blow trees down, it'll change the forest a lot, and so I was hoping this little grouping would still be intact in the way I was envisioning it. So fortunately, I came out yesterday and it looked good, and so I actually photographed it yesterday with my medium format digital camera, and it looked really nice, and so I thought, well, let's come out today with the film camera and try it. Now, overnight it was raining, and it's raining right now. As you can see, I have all the paraphernalia here to keep things dry. But it's a little bit different look now with everything's wet, and it looks really nice. So I'm going to give it a shot today and see how it looks in the rain. It is a little windy today, and so I'm using the T-Max 400 rated at ISO 320, and I'm using my 200 millimeter Nikkor M lens, and I'm at f45.5, and it's about 6-7 seconds indicated, so I was giving 12 seconds with reciprocity, and so hopefully I'll have enough shadow detail and retain detail in the highlights. It's really soft contrast today, so this should look pretty nice. Well, forget all that talk about finally knowing what I wanted to do with this scene. Turns out I'm not very happy with this vertical composition. I didn't end up liking the way the main bright trunk of the fallen tree looked when it was wet. I think that fallen tree is really the central focus of the image, and you saw from the digital image captured the day before how much that trunk stood out when it was dry. I ended up coming back another time and rephotographing this scene again with the view camera when it was dry. I also changed to a horizontal, and it turns out I prefer the wider view because I think it tells a better story of the fallen tree and its surroundings, and I like that this view shows how the fallen tree is intertwined among the still standing trees. It was fun working on this scene several times in different conditions and with different approaches, trying to make it the best it could be. Well, here's a bonus image from later that same day. I came out and walked the dogs and found this really nice twisted tree, and it looked just so great with the rain and just the soft light. So I came back and I grabbed the medium format digital camera this time. It's a little more windy and rainy, and so I decided I would just use this camera to capture it. And this is a scene I've walked by a zillion times. There's just something about it though, and this light and this rain and just the soft light, it just looks really nice. And there's these twisted trees all scattered throughout this forest, but just isolating them and finding just the right way to make them the star of the show is a little hard, and this one just jumped out at me today. So I am using a polarizer to cut some of the glare from the rain and just make the colors glow. So I'm really excited about this image, and I hope you enjoy it. It's really nice to be able to photograph close to home like this. It lets you walk by a subject and revisit it quite often until you finally understand what it is you're meant to do with it, and then you can photograph it in that way, and obviously try it under different lighting conditions and weather conditions, so that's really, really nice. Now, I'm about a week and a half away from leaving for my fall trip to southern Utah, so I'm really looking forward to that, looking forward to bringing you content from that trip. So if you like content like this, please consider subscribing to this channel. I really appreciate it, and thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. If you enjoy this content and would like more information about me and my photography, please head on over to my website at scottwaltonphotographs.com. I have an ebook, annual folios, and handmade fine art prints available from locations all across the country. Thanks so much for checking that out.